Hello guys, welcome lower back to 4NK Official. Nowadays, I'm going to recap a 2000 drama romance movie. Name Malèna. So, allows begin. In this film, we see a girl, whose call is Malèna, which is very beautiful. Malèna lives in a small village, and she is the most lovely woman in this metropolis. Everybody on this town likes him. Whereas the lady of this metropolis changed into jealous of him and desired to be like him. Every guy of this metropolis desired Malèna to be his. There may be a boy on this city, whose call is Renato, who was a great deal more youthful than Malèna. In sooner or later Renato takes new cycle, and he is going to show his pals. Then his friends talk to him. We have heard Malèna is about to skip through right here. And some of these human beings desired to see him, and that is why they sit down at one area. At that time Malèna starts passing via here, and these humans see him. When Renato sees her, he continues looking at her, and he couldn't take his eyes off him, whilst the Malèna passes with the aid of. Then these humans once more start following him. Even until the Malèna reaches within the city, those humans maintain chasing her. We watch Malèna's father is an instructor, and they cannot listen it. He turned into teaching students in his school. Those human beings are sitting in their magnificence room. And those human beings communicate about Malèna in one-of-a-kind approaches. And these people are troubling the father of Malèna. Simply then Renato goes to Malèna's residence. And goes to his residence. And begins looking at her. Malèna is lying sad at domestic. Right here we find out. Malèna's husband has long gone with the army at some stage in the war. And until now he hasn't come back. On the alternative aspect, we see Renato and his pal. Those who are speaking about Malèna. Renato's friend tells him. Once Malèna had ordered him for a cigarette, so are the relaxation of the town. Used to say Malèna isn't always a terrific female. Numerous matters were unfold approximately Malèna inside the society. After that we see that Renato has commenced liking Malèna loads. Renato hears this stuff from many human beings, that Malèna isn't an amazing girl, and talks overtly to absolutely everyone. Now slowly Renato also starts off evolved imagining approximately Malèna. And now he begins contemplating Malèna with him. Now Renato wanted to stay like an elder, however in fact, he became a youngster. Once Renato receives his father's paint cut and wears it himself. Due to the fact he would not like carrying his pictures. His father gets very irritated with him about this, and beats him. However Renato nevertheless would not improve. And now he maintains chasing Malèna all the time. He used to study Malèna from the hole he had made, while Malèna does not understand something about this, that someone is looking him. Then all of a sudden this news comes to Malèna. His husband has been martyred in the war. Malèna gets very disillusioned after listening to this information, and she or he starts crying. Right here we discover, Malèna loved her husband very tons, while he came to understand that his husband were martyred inside the battle. Then his wait is over, and she or he stops and begins thinking about it. Now what is going to she do in this house, and after that she shifts to her father's residence. One day Renato is working someplace. Then he hears human beings speak me approximately Malèna in specific ways. He feels as though handiest he knows the fact about Malèna. And now I have to inform all of us that Malèna isn't a bad female. And he or she simply loves her husband. Renato now starts seeing Malèna in his father's residence as well. And now he begins imagining that. Simply as Malèna has got him, he tells Malèna, would not be disappointed, I am with you. And he speaks his coronary heart to the Malèna. After this we see, Renato goes to church, and he prays to God. Contend with God up Malèna. Alternatively I'm able to mild candles here every day, and however we see the father of Malèna. He receives a letter, wherein it's Miles written. Malèna's affair goes on with everybody on the town, and your daughter isn't always an excellent woman. Hearing this, his father receives very indignant, and he now refuses to just accept Malèna as his daughter, and asks him to go away his house. And now Malèna had come to be pretty on my own again. When Renato involves recognize approximately this, that Malèna has started residing by myself again. Then he comes out of doors her house again, and starts seeing him from the equal hole. One night time when he is going to Malèna's residence. Then he sees that there's a police officer in his residence. It all regarded as if they were genuinely having an affair. Renato feels very horrific seeing this, and he thinks, I had considered her to be a terrific female, and I used to be about to tell this to others that Malèna is a good lady. He doesn't believe on this in any respect. It really is whilst the police officer comes out of the residence, and Renato begins hiding from her. Whilst the police officer comes out, then he unearths a health practitioner there. That doctor tells the police officer, Malèna goes to get married to me. So what were you doing internal? And there may be a combat among the two approximately this. Then the police also comes there. After this thing spreads everywhere inside the metropolis. That Malèna has affair with a married guy, and for this he also can be jailed. Now Malèna receives very disillusioned. After this she goes to a legal professional, and he or she tells that legal professional, you assist me. Malèna's attorney wins this case, and each person receives to recognize this, that the physician become mendacity. After triumphing this case, the same attorney tries to pressure the Malèna. Malèna holds her loads, but she can't do something. Renato watches all this happens, and seeing this, he receives very disappointed. On the identical time, we see that enemies attack, and Malèna's father is killed. Whilst Malèna involves realize approximately the death of her father, then she may be very sad, due to the fact now he had no person, the one who may want to cope with her. Something pension Malèna used to get because of her husband, turned into also stopped now because now it turned into proved that her husband is now dead. Now Malèna changed into jogging out of cash. Malèna thinks plenty about paintings, however she does no longer apprehend whatever. That's what she must do, but after some time she selections up a scissor, and begins slicing her hair. And she or he thinks, this international calls me a awful lady. So now I turn out to be a bad girl. When Renato sees it all, so he feels awful, and this makes him very dissatisfied. Renato now even stops drinking meals in the sorrow of Malèna, whilst his father involves recognize about this. Then his father does the identical, which Renato wanted. His father takes Renato to an area in which Renato could make his wish come real. Alternatively, we see Malèna, who had now end up a awful girl. That is what we see. Now all of the men of the metropolis come to him. Because of this, the other halves of those men used to experience very awful. And he may be very irritated, and she comes to Malèna and beats him up and drives him out of town. After that we see Malèna's husband returns. He changed into no longer lifeless at the same time as he's alive. Someone had unfolded the wrong news approximately Malèna's husband. After that, he goes to his home. But he sees the Malèna is nowhere to be seen. Some other humans had been dwelling in his residence, and he asks all the people approximately Malèna. And everyone tell that your spouse had end up a bad girl and now she would not live right here. While he goes to his buddies to discover approximately this. Then his pals make amusing of him, and do now not support him, and those human beings insult him. And those human beings beat him and throw him there. While Renato sees all of it, so he feels awful. After that, he thinks, most effective I realize the truth of Malèna. And now I'm able to tell each person about Malèna that she is a superb female. After this, Renato writes a letter to Malèna's husband and tells him, Malèna isn't a horrific woman, even as the villagers have made her a horrific lady. These society human beings said very horrific things about Malèna. Paying attention to this stuff, Malèna was very upset. Renato writes all this in his letter, and tells the husband of Malèna what came about to him and how he become taken out of right here. Whilst Malèna's husband reads this letter, he receives very indignant at the human beings here. He then goes returned to select up the Malèna. After this we see that he comes returned to the same town taking walks along with his spouse. After this all of the humans of this society begin searching towards both of them. But now anyone respects her because now her husband was with her. All the people of this city start respecting Malèna once more. And everybody is glad to peer these together. After this we see inside the closing scene of the film. Renato meets Malèna whilst some matters fall down from Malèna's bag. Then Renato picks it up and offers it to Malèna. And facilitates him. He wishes for Malèna, your destiny is ideal, and after that both of them go on extraordinary paths. And the film ends here.